Aura. This word has completely taken over the world. You hear it so much now with musicians, sports, and even now within anime. But what is aura? A distinctive atmosphere surrounding a given source. That brings us to Monkey D. Luffy, one of the most lovable, spontaneous, passionate, just all around enjoyable main characters in all of anime. And to be real with you guys, I didn't really fuck with Luffy at first.
What did he say?
Now, before you pull out your guns and start shooting, hear me out. Beginner Luffy was so sauceless. His drip was not it, and his powers were kinda lame.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Now, I know y'all run into the comments typing crazy, but chill out, I promise. The shit just had to grow on me, and now I see the error of my ways. I usually tend to lean towards the side characters and cast in most anime in general, due to the fact that most main characters, especially in shonen, tend to exhibit a lot of the same character traits and personality, whether you want to compare Luffy to a Goku, a Naruto, a Asta, whoever. But as the story continued, somehow Luffy showcased how simple is better, how simple can really be complicated, how it can really push a story forward. And with that, Luffy, in my opinion, showed he has the most aura in all of anime. Luffy, in my opinion, is at his best when he's completely serious. He's not bullshitting, it's no fun, it's no games. His friend's life is on the line, his life is on the line, his dream is on the line. And when those moments pop up and come, this character is the best character to watch on screen in all of fiction. So in this video, we're gonna point out the moments of Luffy where his aura surpasses everyone in history. Duke Dennis don't have this type of aura. Michael fucking Jackson doesn't have this type of aura. Okay, too far. But when Luffy gets into his bag, there isn't too many moments and people like him. We need to point out all the scenarios throughout the entirety of One Piece. He just exudes aura. Well, we can't do the entirety, the shit is 1100 episodes. But if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below your favorite aura moment of Luffy, because a lot will be left out, and I can make a whole part 2 about this fucking character of the insane aura of Monkey D. Luffy. To do that, we gotta break the video down in 3 parts. The first is gonna be actual physical moments where he said he didn't give a fuck, he just did what he needed to do to show that he was him, that he was one of them ones, where the main character is standing on business. The second part is just gonna be purely based off looks, those moments we watch and we know it's going down in anime history where you just like, this nigga look cool as fuck. This is one of those moments we always gonna remember. And third, last but not least, of course, we gotta talk about Conqueror's hockey. That's literally just aura, instilling your presence and your will on someone and they just can't stand up to it. So of course, with this being One Piece and hockey being involved, that has to be its own section. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Now, I was trying to trace back to where Luffy started to shift in my mind, and it's when I realized Luffy is Mr. Walk 'em Down. He's on go for real, 0 to 100 real quick. He had moment after moment, and I was wondering where it all started, and I noticed it's this fucking hat. It's something about this straw hat that just makes him built different, and that brings us back to his first aura moment. And we all know the moment in Arlong Park where Nami, we get her sad backstory, but Luffy's just like, he doesn't give a fuck about that. He's gonna help her regardless. He doesn't even want to hear this shit. He's like, she's my navigator, she's my friend, I don't give a fuck what you gotta say. And we see Nami finally break down, and she finally has to ask Luffy for his help, and he gives her the hat. We all know how pivotal of a moment this was, probably the first big moment in the entirety of One Piece, and we get the little flashback of him telling them, don't touch my hat, this is my treasure. And when he put it on her head, that moment kick-started it all. We then see the walk to Arlong Park. We see him bust down the door, walk up to Arlong, and snuffed the fuck out that nigga. And from that moment forward, if any BS came his way or to his friends, he was on the same type of time, and he became Mr. Walk 'em down for real.
Walk 'em down, walk 'em down, walk 'em down, walk 'em down.
Now let's actually go into those other times. The Frankie house, we saw what they did our boy Usopp. We were begging for Oda to give Usopp some type of power up to help this nigga. Luffy and the rest of the gang, they was on that type of time, and again, start that walk. And when they start walking like this, you know they on they BS. They answer the door, snuff a nigga, and they pack the Frankie house up so fast. Like, listen to what Luffy told these niggas.
Not even your bones will be left when we're done.
That guy is just a total menace.
Bro was in crash out mode. He was a complete menace. And he didn't just do this for the Straw Hats. He did it for anybody that was his friend, that was part of his gang. And the next two examples is gonna show this. We remember Bellamy. He didn't even want to fight Bellamy at first because he believed he wasn't a real pirate. He didn't have no dreams, no aspirations. So Luffy is like, ain't no point. It's worthless. I don't got the time. But then Bellamy pulled up on Cricket and his crew and stole their gold, beat the shit out them. And when Luffy found out it was Bellamy, he was running to get that get back. He went and pulled back up on Bellamy, and Luffy calls him from the bar like, come outside, nigga, what's up?
Come to the street, bro. I will beat your motherfucking ass,
And Bellamy was talking crazy because at first he thought Luffy only had a $30 million bounty. Nah, his shit 100 M's. And Bellamy comes out and gets one punch KO. Slump that nigga easy, and everyone is shook. He just picks the gold up and just leaves, no problem. And that brings us to one of his biggest moments in the entire series, where once again another one of his friends is getting fucked over, and he's walking down on a celestial dragon. He has the worst generation even staring at him like, is this nigga crazy? Is this nigga stupid? Is he really about to do this? And he snuffs a celestial dragon. And that's when I'm like, okay, I for sure 100% at this point can call him Mr. Walk 'em down. Now we get into the scenes that's just legendary, top tier, that transcends the anime itself, where Luffy is just radiating aura. These are the scenes you see everywhere on TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, where you just know where the scene is from. If you haven't seen the show, if you watched it, you gotta rewatch it. You could just get caught up in all the hype. These are the moments from Luffy that make the One Piece fans believe it's the best of all time, that they finally give you the satisfaction of sitting through the slowest paced anime of all time. So let's get into some of those scenes. Obviously, the first moment, Luffy standout versus the three admirals, his stand at Marineford. And this is one of those moments where the context to the situation just makes it better and better the more you hear about it. So obviously, Luffy has a brother Ace, gets captured, and he's gonna get executed for being Gold D. Roger's son. And Luffy, he doesn't even know about this. His team just got cooked at Sabaody or Bodhi, however the fuck you say it, but they just got cooked by Kuma, and he doesn't even know if all his friends are alive, where they at, or any of this. So he, in the meanwhile, going through all his pain, feeling like he lost his team, he let them down, is finding out that Ace is about to be executed. And before the execution, he decides he wants to go break him out the most maximum security prison in One Piece, Impel Down, and he goes through it all through the gauntlet to try to get through Impel Down and get Ace out. But by the time he gets there, he's too late. They're already taking him to the execution, but he still escapes Impel Down with a bunch of other prisoners, and they pull up to Marineford on timing, and now they're all working together to get to Ace, and Luffy keeps getting knocked down, and then he gets pumped with some fucking steroids. he's like, fuck it, Jinbei, do your thing, and he launches him all the way in front of the 3 admirals, where he leans into his gear pose. He's just standing on business. Everyone is shook. This scene is just so hyped, face to face with all 3 admirals right in front of him, with an all-out war going on, completely exhausted and drained, about to pass out after fighting through Sabo Odi, Amazon Lily, impaled down, and now in a fight to save his brother. Here, Aura holding him up. We gotta talk about the Doflamingo clash, the saving of Law. Like, this scene, I struggle when deciding to put it in this section or in the hockey section that's gonna come next. They just fit both so well, but I decided to add it to this one because even before the hockey clashes, him just popping up last second, because Law, he was fucked. There was nothing he was gonna be able to do, and he popped up last fucking second, head down. He kept that hat on him. You know he keep the hat on him, and Doflamingo is shocked. This moment is pure Aura once again, even before the hockey clashes, and he tries to go for another stomp, and then when the hockey clashes and he stops that nigga, you like, okay, now they cooking. This just supersedes the anime itself. Once again, this is a scene I saw way before I even got to this section of One Piece. Like, it was just everywhere, along with the fact that Doflamingo is probably the best villain in One Piece in my opinion. It just connects so well and makes it probably my favorite Aura moment of Luffy, and you guys can let me know yours down below, but I don't know, it's just something about this scene that just hits different. Next up, we have, of course, Luffy declares war on the world government. And once again, this one is just amplified by the context. One Piece does that so well, and is of course why everyone loves the series, because it pays off when moments like this happen. And this moment is catapulted by, of course, Nico Robin, one of the saddest backstories in One Piece. Nico Robin goes missing in Water 7, and it looks as if she has betrayed the Straw Hats, which is fun and interesting because we've seen them go at it with Okiji, one of the admirals who told them about Nico Robin, how they can't trust her, how she'll leave them, she'll betray them. But Luffy, he doesn't care. He's not trying to hear none of this. Just like in the situation with Nami, he didn't give a fuck about her backstory, what she went through, where she was from, or any of this. He wanted Robin on his team. She was gonna be on his team. Then after finding out that Robin sacrificed herself so that all of them could live, that all of them could be safe, they go and invade Enies Lobby, a government-owned judicial island. We get another welcome down moment, basically.
Walk 'em down, walk 'em down.
And this lame ass nigga is giving a speech about how they don't want to do this. If they do this, they're not only going at the people there, but they're going at the world government. And Luffy is like, fuck that. If the world government is Robin's enemy, then they're my enemy. And he tells the Sniper King to shoot down that flag. And this finally gives Robin the courage to say what she always wanted to say, what she always wanted, that she wanted to live. Luffy being an impulsive, persistent person that he is, when he says shoot down that flag, his aura, once again, just radiating all over the place. And last but not least, Luffy walking past Kaido and Big Mom. I know for sure this one had to be on this list for his aura, because I'm not even on this part yet, and I see this clip everywhere, and it's just so fucking cool. Just watching the scene, you get everything you need. Luffy stumbling forward, you see everyone behind him looking at him like, what the fuck you doing? My boy Zoro grabbed the sword, he had to get ready. And you see Kaido and Big Mom yapping in the background, telling him, say you gonna be a pirate king to our face, I dare you. He's ignoring them, just walking past them, and just the scene of them towering over him while he's walking, it's just dope as fuck. Like, this scene just visually looks amazing. It looks like he is him, and that's what I'm talking about for this list. But what takes place after, when he hits Kaido with the red rock and then he says it to their face,
I am Monkey D. Luffy, and I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
And that just leaves us with Conqueror's Haki. Now, at this point in the series, we've seen it used in so many various ways, but the one I want to focus on is when they just impose their will on the people around them. They're not strong enough to even be in their presence. And there's specific scenes of Luffy where this is showcased. And first off, we already know we're back at Marine 4 when everything is looking grim. Luffy is in despair and they're about to execute Ace early to get the shit over with. And Luffy, not even knowing he has conquerors, and he tells them,
Don't you
all the Marines start passing out. At that moment, Fleet Admiral Sengoku, the Admirals, Garp, everyone was fucking shook. They started turning all their Marines' attention solely on Luffy. He became the biggest threat at Marine 4. He was probably the youngest one there. He imposed his will, stopping them from killing Ace in that moment, and put his Conqueror's Haki on display. And of course, the second time that we have to dive into Fishman Island. This one is special to me because it comes right after the 2-year time skip, so we get to see how much stronger he actually got after training his Haki with Rayleigh all that time. And then we got the whole crew thinking had to take down 10,000 soldiers each. Luffy doesn't say a word, tells Zoro and Sanji, get out my way, and boom, completely knocks out 50,000 fishermen. Just fucking insane. Once again, a lot of people might think this is not really impressive because these are people who are too weak to stand up and oppose him, but that's the point. That's purely his aura that they can't even be near him. Overall, that's it for this video on the insane aura of Monkey D. Luffy. Once again, there's so many more scenes that I know you guys are going to put down below in the comments that I wanted to talk about, but I did record and edit this video sick, so I had to get through how much I was able to. So I would really appreciate if you guys, like I said, leave a like, comment, subscribe, tell me other scenes you want to see if you want me to make a part 2, and also down below, if you like this video idea, let me know any other anime characters you would like to see a video like this on, or even cartoon characters. Put all that down below. Summer coming up, I'll try to be more consistent. I am running 2 channels, we'll see how that go, but I'll see you guys in the next one.